everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Here it is Saturday, and I'm here to show you a card. I'm going to make a card using the Gone Fishing bundle. This is such a cute bundle. If you've got someone who is a fisherman, fishes in your family, then this bundle is right up their alley. It's so cute with the dies and the stamps. It's two-step stamping, which is always fun to do because you can mix and match the colors. So I thought I'd make a card today using one of the pieces of designer series paper that I absolutely love. So let me switch over and I'll show you the bundle, and then we'll get started on making the card. All right, so this is the Gone Fishing bundle. It comes as part of the Let's Go Fishing suite, which includes the bundle, some gorgeous designer series paper. This is just one piece of it. This is my favorite. I love the colors in this. And then also the twisted rope embossing folder, which I'm not using today. But I just thought I'd make a card. Now, there, I think, are some other uses. Look at this amazing die that you get to make a tackle box. But I know some people have been talking about making bento boxes or other kinds of boxes. The stamp set includes all sorts of different fishing gear that is all two-step, as well as the fish itself, some waves, and some great sentiments. And there is some designer series paper that you can use the die to cut out a fish, a whole bunch of fish, actually. So that's what we're going to use today. Now let's bring in, what do you think about this color combination? I have got Misty Moonlight, Calypso Coral, and then a little bit of Wild Wheat, because those are the kind of colors that are in this piece of designer series paper that I'm going to use. I think this color combination is just stunning. And I'm not sure I would have thought about putting it together. So thank you, Stampin' Up! for that suggestion when I looked at this designer series paper. Okay, now if you're watching this, excuse me, it's morning. I'm actually pre-recording this. This is for Saturday, and I am at a calligraphy retreat. So I've kind of been away this week. I did a weaving retreat, which just kind of followed into a calligraphy workshop. And so I will be back excuse me, on my regular time starting on Tuesday. But this is pre-recorded, so make sure you leave comments. Let me know you're watching, and I will go in and check the comments after it goes live and respond to anything. But okay. So this is the piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock. It's cut 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. And as always, this is the side I scored on. Grab your bone folder and fold into the mountain or the raised line. And a good burnish with your bone folder. Okay. So now I cut a piece of Calypso Coral. What did I cut that one? So this is, the designer series paper I've cut 3 3/4 by 5. The Calypso Coral, because I just wanted a peekaboo of the Calypso Coral, I cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So just a peekaboo. Sometimes you just want a little bit of color behind cardstock or designer series paper. And so that 1/8 inch, I know some people don't like cutting 1/8 inches, but the trimmer is really easy, makes it really easy to cut 1/8 of an inch. And it just, look at this, just adds just a peekaboo of the Calypso Coral. And then look how pretty that is up against the Misty Moonlight. So we're going to just adhere this. This is I'm going to say a pretty flat card, not a lot of, hope these going the right way. I don't know if there is a right way or a wrong way. I don't think there is, so we're just going to assume we have it the right way. There we go. So you get a nice border of the Misty Moonlight and then just that pop of color. Now I cut a piece of Misty Moonlight. This is 1.5 inches by 3 3/4. That's going to go across the middle. So we can glue that down. And then we're going to do a bunch of two-step stamping and stamp out a bunch of lures and fishing gear. Actually, I meant to stamp on that, but I think I can still do that. There is a stamp that is kind of looks like the waves. I guess it's intended to be waves or water. So we're just going to stamp, and I think I can still do this. Like I said, I meant to do this. So you probably want to do this before you actually put it. And I am overlapping. If I had stamped it before I glued it down, I wouldn't have overlapped. But it's okay because we're going to decorate that band. So you can see just a bit of pattern to our band across the middle. Got a piece of Very Vanilla. I used Very Vanilla on this because of the background on this piece of Designer Series paper. So we're going to do some stamping. I've got a few things already stamped and cut out here, but we're going to add to it. So we're just kind of going to add a couple of more things to this band. So I'm going to stamp. I particularly like this. What I got? I particularly like the fly. That's kind of the background. So we're going to stamp that in Misty Moonlight. And we're going to do one more of these. I think they're weights. I'm going to go back to my fishing days with my dad. I think they're weights. So we're going to just take and stamp. So I've stamped the fly and the weight, one in Misty Moonlight and one in Calypso Coral. And then we want to take and stamp. I'm going to stamp the inside. I'm just really mixing and matching the colors that are in. Now I'm going to stamp off on this wild wheat. It's quite bright, so we just going to tone it down a little bit by stamping off. And then on the inside of the fly, I think I'm going to do Calypso Coral. This one I'm not going to stamp off because it's kind of almost hard to see, and so I want it quite bright. If you know fishing flies, they are quite bright. They attract the fish. My dad didn't do fly fishing. He fished for salmon. There we go. So we're going to make a retirement card. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment in wild wheat. Like that. Okay. Oh, and while we've got our glue or our ink pads out, let's stamp for the inside. I thought I would stamp this fun float. So the first thing I'm going to do is take and stamp here, just in the bottom. And then I'm going to stamp this in what color? I guess in Misty Moonlight. And then I'm going to stamp the inside of that. So there's a little die that stamps the inside, because I think these are typically red and white. So we'll do, I didn't do a very good job of that, but that's okay. All right. Sometimes two-step stamping, get it lined up. Oopsie, what's going on here? There we go. Oops, wrong one. Here we are. Get back to my desktop. Okay, so let's take the dies that go with these. So I need this, and I need this. I've already got some cut out. So, all right, and I'm going to use my Post-it note tape on these. These are really little, and they do kind of slip and slide around. So if you don't have the Post-it note tape, just use washi tape or Post-it note just to hold your dies in place as you run them through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So we're going to use my little mini here. Love, love, love my little mini. It's so handy to have when you don't have a big workspace or when you've just got a little piece of paper. And it's just, I don't know, I just find it easy to use. All right. Well, Come on off. There we go. Save that piece of cardstock because we've got our sentiment. You can, if you do use the washi tape or the Post-it note tape, just save your bits. I just keep reusing those little tiny pieces until they're kind of not usable anymore. Okay, so let's bring our card back. And if you, oh, there they are. I was going to say, if you were all the little pieces I previously cut, where would you be? So let's cut out. You could punch this sentiment out, or you could use a die cut. I'm going to fussy cut, just kind of around. You could just cut straight lines across it, but I kind of want that misty moonlight background to show a little bit more. Fingers aren't working today. There we go. All right, so let's start with that. And we'll use dimensionals. I think I'm gonna, oh, I stamped Happy Father's Day. Well, Father's Day's over. I meant to stamp, let's do that again. I think I really want a retirement card. Uh-oh, I dropped something. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, one of the dies I think dropped on the floor. I have to find it. Okay, I really meant to stamp the Happy Retirement and I grabbed the wrong one. So let's stamp that again. Father's Day in Canada was in June, so we've kind of passed that by. So we'll stamp the Happy Retirement, and maybe I can do a better job at getting it out. There we go. Like that. Okay, let's see, cut this. I stamped one of the flies here in Calypso Coral, which would have been, I think, really pretty, but I decided not to cut it out. So that's what you're seeing. Okay, there we go. There's the sentiment that I wanted to use. Like that. So, all right, now we can just make a bit of a collage, and I want these over the band because I think they'll get lost if I stick them over the designer series paper too much. So we'll try and keep the focus over the band. Use just a dimensional on each, and we'll see how many we actually use because I may have way more. So the one I know I want to use is this fun float bobber. I've heard people call them bobbers. Let's see. Just kind of creating a bit of a collage. There we go. Lots of different fishing equipment on the side of that card. Okay, and then I grabbed, these are the ombre matte dots, and I love the colors, particularly because they have Calypso Coral. They have Coastal Cabana, Old Olive, Night of Navy, but let's use some Calypso Coral on our card just because it's just really bright. And I love the fact that there are different shades of the, let's put one there, of the colors. Because they're ombre. Okay, there's that. Okay, and now we can take and glue the inside of the card. There we go. Like that. Okay. All right, isn't that a fun card? So if you've got somebody who who likes to fish, or maybe they're retiring and they don't have a hobby. Maybe this is a suggestion for them. Yeah, pretty card. Well, I guess if a masculine card can be pretty, then it's a pretty card. I love that designer series paper. I love the color combination. So I think that Misty Moonlight, Wild Wheat, and Calypso Coral will be added to my repertoire of color combinations that I like to use. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. Leave your comments. I will be checking comments after this goes live. So thank you very much in advance for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, the Let's Go Fishing is the suite that we're using for the monthly card club. So if you're interested, it's 3 cards plus half a pack of designer series paper, the twisted rope embossing folder, and I can't remember which embellishments, but there are some embellishments that go with it as well. So there is an in-person option as well as a by mail option. So if you're interested in that, check out my the information on my blog post when it goes live, or in my newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, you can do that by going to stampingwithmelva.com. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Happy stamping.